Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It is Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and I'm definitely late today for Teach Me Tuesday. I've been trying in vain to get on here live for the last 10 minutes, and it wouldn't give me the option on my phone to go live from my page. Hey, Simone, I'm glad you're here. So I tried and tried. I tried clearing my phone. I tried starting it and stop. It wouldn't give me that live option. Hi, Michelle. So then I thought, well, maybe I'll just have to go broadcast live from my computer, which I don't like the way that the format is as much. So then I tried getting it on my computer and it wouldn't let me do it there either. Hi, Corinne. And so, hey, Faye. Then I tried, oh, welcome, Cynthia, you're here too. So Judy, well, okay, I'm late, but everybody's already here for the party. Hi, Monica. So then I couldn't get the computer to work either. So I thought, something is weird, you know? And sometimes Facebook, you know, there's just all kinds of things that can happen. So I went into my personal page and it would let me go live from there. And I thought, well, I'm not going to do that. So then when I cleared my screens again and cleared all my windows out, went back into my Facebook page, and lo and behold, there was the live. So I'm running late today, but that's why, not because I was actually late, but I couldn't get on. So hi, Rhonda, and you are from the Kansas City area. Welcome, welcome. This is Teach Me Tuesday, and so that means I'm going to teach you something, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a fun gift pouch. I actually did a fancy version of this, hi Marlene, at a stamp camp that I co-hosted on Saturday. So I've been doing these for a while, typically with Jen Pitta and Karina and I. Jen couldn't do it this time because she had a weekend retreat going. Karina is one of my friends up in Canada, and she is a top demonstrator there. And so we co-hosted the event on Saturday. And what's fun about that is that she designs half and I design half, so you get kind of a mix of designs. And it's very interactive. So we had mystery stamping, we had product spotlights, we had lots of projects to make. So it was a lot of fun. And one of the projects I designed, I thought, you know what? I could make a version of this with that pretty celebration paper. So that's what I'm going to do with you today. And first off, I'm going to give you a little bit of a peek at a, hey Gail, I'm glad you're here, at a limited edition class that I just released, so that you can have a little peek at that. So let me bring the camera down, get myself situated here. Like I said, this is not, you know, there was so many things going awry. I had all my ducks in a row and then nothing would work on Facebook. So let me get comments up here so that I can make sure that I'm in camera view and you're able to see what I'm intending to show you. Grab all my bits and pieces. Okay, so this is the one thing I didn't have everything ready for when I started. So let me just show you my mega class. I'm super excited about this. You know, as demonstrators, we end up collecting sometimes more Stampin', not Stampin' Rewards, more celebration items than we can handle or that we can actually use. And so we like to offer them to our customers in a variety of formats. So let me just welcome, I didn't welcome Laura yet. I'm glad you're here. And Faye's in Virginia. Laura is here in San Antonio. Simone is in Orlando. And Cynthia is in my area as well, kind of New Braunfels. Melissa, Madura, I'm not sure what part of the U.S. you're in. Michelle is here from New York. Mary is here locally. Corinne is here. And I can't remember where you are. Rhonda in Kansas City. Now, Corinne, your internet's been going wonky too. Valerie is here. Linda, Marlene, we got a good crew here. Okay, Susan and Mary, welcome. So I hope I haven't missed anybody, because I do like to, you know, it's that Southern hospitality thing. We like to be hospitable. We like to welcome people and yeah, roll out the red carpet for them, even if it's just for a glass of sweet tea. Okay, so Corinne, you're on the west side. Okay, right here in San Antonio. Melissa's in Massachusetts. Okay, cool. We got a lot of parts of the U.S. going here today. So let me show you briefly my mega class, and then we're going to make a fun project. So what I did was I just released this, and with this class you get these 2 stamp sets. These were both host stamp sets. This one was a host set that you could get when you hosted a $300 party, or you placed a $300 order during this first wing of celebration earlier this year. So I collected a set of, you know, a number of these. And then this one I felt was a hidden gem. This was actually in our spring catalog. And of course, again, it was a host set. That means you have to have at least $150 in orders to get it. But I thought it was so pretty, and I didn't see people doing much with it. So I thought, well, people aren't using it because they don't know what to do with it. So let's put a class together and show them how to use it. So in my class, you get both of those stamp sets. And then you get some supplies, which I'll show you in a minute, because you're going to use them to make all of these fun projects. So this is an 8.5 by 8.5 little home decor piece. Now, this goes into a shadow box, and I'm not giving you the shadow box with the class. I will give you the link so that you can get the shadow box on your own. And I've taken this out of the glass because it doesn't photograph well with the glass, because of course you get, you know, a lot of glare and reflection. But this gives you all the instructions. I'm giving you all of the matte pieces and everything for this. And then this is actually Dragonflies Are Kisses from Heaven. This is actually something that I have formatted, and I give you the PDF for it when you get the class. So that is the home decor element. But wait, there's more. I give you all the little bits and pieces to make 6 different cards, and these are going to be using, you know, both the stamp set. Some of them you use one stamp set or the other. Most of them you're going to use both. And you do, let me show you the other project, and then I'll show you the other supplies you get. Then you're going to make this box. And this box, I really wanted to make a box that you could put all 6 of these note cards and envelopes into, because, you know, being able to give one of these at Christmas or a birthday or something is really nifty. So all 6 of those note cards and envelopes fit into my box, and then I have this nifty little hat that goes on top, and that holds everything in place so that you have a nice little gift to give. And the nice thing about this is when you have your PDF tutorials, you could use this in a whole host of ways with other papers as well. You do get a full set of this, was my favorite paper from the spring catalog. So this is the Hydrangea Haven paper. You do get a full roll of this braided linen. There's 10 yards here, and I used this on the cards. You do get a full set of 20 of the ladybug trinkets, and I used those on the cards, on all the note cards, and on the little box. I did not use them on the home decor piece. So, and then you get a set of note cards. So there's 20 note cards in here, and I've given you 6 designs. There's honestly enough stuff in here where you could make all of these note cards up. You'll have enough paper left over after you've done all the projects that if you wanted to, you could make 2 more sets with this, with the box and everything. So anyway, that's why I called it a mega class. Okay, and it's $42 all inclusive. And the only thing you need besides that to complete the class is 2 ink pads. And I made all of those projects with just 2 ink pads, and that's Old Olive and Gorgeous Grape. Okay, let's talk about gift giving and making it pretty. So this is the project that I created for our stamp camp. And Linda, I will look to see if I got your registration. I appreciate you mentioning that because I want to make sure you should get something that says, thank you, you have registered for, and if that didn't happen, then we got to figure out what went wrong in the process, if it somehow didn't complete. So this is what I made for our stamp camp, and that was an event, hey Barb, where we were featuring the cabin, Peaceful Cabin Bundle. So we did all kinds of projects with Peaceful Cabin Bundle. Well, I made this pouch and I thought this would be a fun thing to do. And I haven't done this, so I'm gonna do it with you. I mean, I've made the pouch, but I haven't made the pouch I'm gonna make today before, so I'm gonna make it with you. So let me just show you one of the reasons I like this pouch. I've got a little bit of tissue here, but look how see what I've got inside here? You can put a lot of different things in here. And I may have shown you this before last week, I can't remember. But you can kind of see that it's a large pouch. So I'm thinking mittens, I'm thinking gloves, I'm thinking socks, I'm thinking all kinds of things. Hey Linda, I'm so glad you're here. And what I love about this is you can decorate it however you want to decorate it. You can put paper, designer paper, whatever you want on here. But the nice thing is it takes a single sheet of cardstock. That is it for the actual pouch. So let me gather a few things here, and we are going to use this lovely paper. You do need a paper trimmer for this. And yes, I think I have my little, and you do need a stapler. So let me see, I think I have, yes. So this particular designer series paper, we usually have a whole lot of squares. In this one, you get 12 sheets of paper, but you get 4 of each of these. And that is really good when you're going to be doing a lot of something, if you want to be able to repeat a pattern, repeat a project. So I love the elegance of this black and white paper because I think you could use it for wedding things, you could use it for anniversaries, you could use it for birthdays. I mean, I love this. This is probably my favorite piece with the branches on one side, the polka dots on the other, but I'm not going to use that piece today. Then there's the stripes and the very pretty flowers. And the one that I'm going to use today is this pattern here that has, lots of flowers and then this little kind of scallop, it's like a freehand scallop. It's not all neat and tidy. So let's see. I'm going to use a piece of black cardstock and I'm going to score it. Now I will give you the score lines so that you don't have to worry about writing them down. You can write them down as I go, but I am going to publish that for you. Let me see if I can pull this. I'm going to need this arm out, and it's a little bit stiff. There we go. Because I tend to use it with the, I use my my Simply Scored tool much more than I do. I use this for cutting. I don't use it for scoring nearly as much. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the short side and we're going to score. Now you remember on your trimmer you have 2 blades. The darker blade is going to give you a heavier score basically, which means it's dark. The lighter one gives you a lighter touch, which is basically a score and not a crease. Let me see if that's going to be better. Okay, I thought that was looking a bit washed out in the. Tell me if that lighting is off for you. Okay, so I am going to use my scoring blade, and I'm going to start on the short side. Again, this is just a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 basic black cardstock, and I'm going to start on the short side, and I'm going to score it at 1 inch. So bring that right over there to 1 inch, and that is basically going to give me the bottom of my pouch. And then I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to score the long side And I'm going to score this at 4.5 first. Again, make sure you're using the scoring blade and not the cutting blade. You don't want to cut in the middle of, your scoring process. Then I'm going to go to 5.25, and that's going to basically be providing my gusset. And then I'm going to go to 9.75, and that's why I needed to bring out my arm. Well, the arm of my trimmer, not my personal arm. And then I'm going to need to go to 10.5. Okay. So now I have all my score lines nice and tidy on here. And I don't think, well, I'm going to need this again in a minute, but I don't need it for the moment. Let me grab a bone folder and some scissors. Bone folders, I have about 10, and they never make it back into my little caddy, my little tool caddy. So let's go ahead and fold all of these on the score lines, and you want to fold into the bump. So basically the way I like to remember that is that you want to hide the worm. So if you think about that bump that sticks up as a worm, because it's rounded, you want to hide the worm. And that way you always remember exactly how to score your cardstock. Because I have people ask me repeatedly, how do you know which side to score it on? So that is the rule of thumb. You always want to hide the worm. So there is our other piece there. That's the other side of our gusset. And did we do this one? I think we did not. Okay. So there's the bottom. Okay. Okay, so there we have all of these bits and pieces. Now, I need to take this little piece right here. I need to get rid of this. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that and just cut that right out, because that's just going to be bulk, and that is what I don't want. So I need to get rid of that. And I need to come over here, and I need to get rid of this one. And I'm going to get rid of that whole thing. Now, anytime you're constructing a box, and this is a pouch, but it's ultimately, it's a type of box, you want to use a super strong adhesive. And my best recommendations for that are to use, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. You can use your Seal, Seal Plus, or you can use your tear and tape, or you can use your liquid glue. All of those will hold a box very ably, very capably. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive right on this piece over here, and that's all the adhesive I am going to need for my pouch. So let me run that right along the length. I do need it to be the entire length. And this is a bit like if you don't have any of our tear and tape yet. What I love about it is it works like super strong masking tape. And what I mean by that is you can just tear it with your hands, which I love, because usually I don't want to have to grab another tool when I'm in the middle. Now you do have to get rid of this little protective piece. And sometimes if you don't have nails, or if your nails are super short, or even sometimes I have fairly long nails, sometimes it just won't grab. So you need to pull that away like so. Now, I need to fold this up, and the easiest way to do that is to fold that in and to fold this over. So that is going to fold just like so. And just laying it flat is the easiest way to do it. Boom. Okay, is everybody still with me? I'm not seeing anybody. I'm not seeing any comments. Let me make sure you're still there. Make sure I still have you. Let's see. you still there? I think you are. Okay, this is now playing. Okay, too busy watching. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so now I want to find the front and the back. And honestly, with this black cardstock, it's a little bit hard to tell. But truth be told, there is a little bit of a seam here. So that's going to tell me that I want to make that seam the back. Now, you'll notice that I did not put any kind of score lines on the side. That's because the easiest way to do this, folks, is just to pinch it together, and that is going to form my gusset right there. I'm just pinching it and squeezing it. You can come back over here and crease it with your bone folder, but all I'm doing is pinching down the center, just kind of make like a little trough there, squeeze it down, and then press. That's it. This is hard. This is a box, Linda. If you're brand new to paper crafting, this might seem a little bit hard, but I will tell you that it's actually pretty simple. I'll give you the measurements and then we can walk through it. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to give it some really good adhesive there. I need to get my adhesive down. Let's see. Let me grab some seal. Because Tuesday is Teach Me Tuesday. Thursday, we do simple and stepped up card making. But because today is Teach Me Tuesday, we teach something. And typically, I'm teaching card making more than anything. I thought, well, let's do a box today. Let's do something a little different. Now, this is just, all I'm doing is I want to hold that together really tightly. And yeah, Susan is 3D disabled. I understand. Now, I'm going to fold that up. I'm just going to fold that flap up, and this is going to form the back of my pouch. So what I'm going to do is I just have an ordinary office stapler, and I'm going to come right to the edge. Got a little bit of a shaggy piece there. Let me get rid of that. I'm going to come all the way to the edge, and I'm going to staple, and I'm going to do that on the other side as well. And that's it. That's all you have to do to form your pouch. That's it. Now, look at that. I have that nice pouch that I could put in a little gift. Of course, I could also put in a set of cards, all kinds of things. And I have this kind of blank canvas. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this pretty paper, because I'm thinking this would be really pretty as well, but I want to put these flowers on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper at 5 3/4 by 4, and I always like to use as many 4-inch marks as I can with my designer series paper, because then I'm not wasting. And this is, ooh, it's already at 8 1/4, so I'm not even going to have to cut off very much. So let me go to 5 3/4 right here. And then I'm going to turn that on its side, and I'm going to go 4 and 4. So this is a strong, useful pouch that you can make with a single piece of cardstock. Now, do I want to have that as a little contrasting piece down at the bottom, or do I want, well, you know what we'll do? We will just cut them, and then we'll decide after we start making it. So let's just cut these at 1 inch, and then we'll cut this at 4, and that is going to help us figure out exactly how we want the bottom of our pouch to be, okay? Now, the other thing is when you create this pouch, you can stuff it with your gift before you put the ribbon on, or you can put the ribbon on kind of loosely. So let me show you what I mean. Let us have a liquid glue, and I do like to have, oh, Mary's happy with this, yay. We got some folks who are going, yeah, 3D is not for me, and other folks who are happy. So you can see how this would be really pretty. And this is, to me, a lot more casual and cutesy, and this is a lot more elegant, and I tend to like elegant. So when you're doing this kind of an application of designer paper onto something like a pouch that has some tension, in other words, you're going to open it and close it, it's going to have to expand a little bit. I want my paper to be stuck down all the way to the edge. Now this is the front because my little seam is on the back, and I'm just going to go like so and stick that down really well. And I think that I'm probably going to go like that rather than like that. Yeah, that needs to go there. Now I should have brought my staples in just a wee bit, but to be honest, they're silver, they're pretty unobtrusive. I'm not too fussed. I could make a longer piece of paper to cover that up, but yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. You know, at the end of the day, what we are making are handmade projects. Emphasis on handmade. That means this is not made by a factory in China. This is made by my very human hands. So that is going to give me just a very elegant little bag. Now I'm going to go ahead and go on this side, and I'm going to do the same. And that way my bag is pretty on the front and on the back. And I think with a bag, it is nice to do that. I'll show you another way to do a bag that's super, super quick and easy and a little bit simpler. So if you feel like you're a little bit challenged on what we call 3D items, boxes, pouches, things like this, I'll show you another way to do it. And see, this is what I want to cover that right there. And that's what this little paper is going to do. I'll show you another way you can do a bag that's a little bit simpler than this, because then you don't have to create the bag. You're just going to decorate it. But you know, our papers are so, so incredibly pretty that I want to use them as much as possible. That is going to cover that up. Okay, so what I thought was, on my original bag, I had a piece of ribbon across here. I am going to put a little greeting there. But I thought, what about this new gold ribbon? What do we think about that? Because this is one of our new ribbons in the holiday catalog. And I thought this keeps it really neutral. And then what that means is I could make a set of these. Maybe I could make, 5 or 6 of these, put them in my little gift closet, and then they're ready to use any time of year. Black and white is any time of year. And again, I could use this for anniversary, I could use this for birthday, I could use it for really any time of year. So let's pull that, and I am purposely leaving this a bit loose because I want, you see how once I put my hand in there, you see how that expands a little bit, and that's what I want. And that's another thing, if you were going to make a set of these just to tuck away, you could just put a length of ribbon down inside there and add the ribbon after, when you're getting ready to put your actual gift in there. So let's trim these up just a little bit. That's looking quite nice. Now we are going to put a little greeting on the front, but I wanted to show you something else. So I know that my friend Linda is a newer crafter, and I wanted to show her. So I made this one, and this is just one of those plain white bags that I got from Amazon. You can also get them from your dollar store. And all I did was I just cut and fit some of our gorgeous designer series paper and put some of our matching ribbon at the top. So if you don't want to actually create the box, you can always just buy a little gift bag, a plain gift bag, and then put some of our gorgeous, gorgeous paper on here. And of course, you could do the same thing with this black and white, and you'd have a black and white gift bag, and even look at that pretty pink ribbon with the black and white. So if you don't want to create your box or your pouch like I'm doing, just buy a little gift bag and then pretty it up. And then you have that handmade touch and that handmade look by using your own paper. And of course you get to design it the way you want, the colors you want and all that good stuff. And you can do the front and the back, make it look super cute, add a tag. Okay, so speaking of adding a tag, what I thought, and I haven't thought this through very much at all, so we'll see how we get on together. I pulled some of my, where'd they go? Some of my little die cuts. Do you guys have a little set of die cuts that is just kind of like random pieces where you've been creating and you've set, you know, you haven't used some? I keep those to use at times like this. And I grabbed some when I was coming over here, and can I find them now? Ah, right underneath here. So look at there. Look what happens if we do something like that. I think that might be just the ticket. That just happened to be sitting over there, and I thought, maybe that'll work. That really gives a lot of presence to this bag. We just ramped this up, the elegance, we just ramped it up several times. Now, let's see what else we want to do. This, I think, would be really lovely here. And I don't think that that's too big. Let's see, I've got stuff falling on the floor. Now, let's think about this a little bit. What we could do is we could try a piece of paper here. Let's just try it and see. Now, if I wanted to put a little piece of paper inside there, it would be 3.5 by 2 1/4. So let's do that, and let's just kind of play here a little bit. So Mary is thinking that has a lot of wow factor. I'm thinking so too. I think that might be just the ticket. Like I said, that was just kind of lying around, waiting to be used. It was, when I was designing something, I cut one of those and it didn't look good on whatever it was I was designing. It looks really good on this. So let me find that set of Designer Series paper. Here we go. Do we want to put a piece of this in the middle there? Is that, ooh, that's too busy. You know what I'm thinking? Is that polka dot. How would that look in the middle? Oh, me like. I think that's going to be just the ticket. Now, what did I say? Does anybody remember what I said? 4 1/4 by 3 and I don't remember. See, I didn't write it down. So let's go back over here. This is the way Candy does it. She just keeps measuring the 3.5 by 2 1/4. So let's go with 2 1/4 by 3.5. 2 1/4 by 3.5. I do like kind of, I have a very stream of consciousness mind. Planning is not my strong suit. So I like doing this with you guys. Good afternoon to you, Crystal. We are doing a version of the gift pouch. I know you were at the stamp camp on Saturday. We're doing a version of the treat pouch using some of the celebration paper. What do we think? Are the polka dots too much, or are they just right? Now then, do I want to go here, or do I need some color? Because I'm going very, very neutral here. Let's just see. And I was thinking this, talking about host sets, this is the one that's offered right now. So during Celebration, if you host a party of $300, now hosting a party of $300 is a loose hosting. because that means you can be the one placing all $300, or you could have a set of friends that are doing it together. But when you do that, you get this stamp set totally free. You don't have to use your Stampin' Rewards on it or anything. You get this stamp set absolutely free. So I'm going to put one of these greetings right in here, and I'm thinking about just doing this simple happy birthday. It's a very pretty happy birthday, but it's quite simple, and I'm thinking that is probably gonna go right there. So far everybody's liking. Now let me just, for comparison's sake, because I did put gold ribbon here and I've got all black and gray, but I like to mix metals, so let's just see what happens if let's see. Let's see what else we can do here. When you're using gold, one of the things you can do, believe it or not, is you can use a little bit of crumb cake. And it kind of ties into that gold color. Now the other thing we could do, and let me just punch these so that we can truly compare. Where's my punch? Did I put it in my basket? Yep, here it is. This is the elegant tag. And with my elegant bag, this elegant tag may be just the ticket. So there it is in the crumb cake, kind of a nice look. Ties in with the ribbon very definitely. The gray one is a little bit more of a contrast. It's a stronger color. Now there's another one I like to use when I'm using gold, and that is soft suede. Soft suede is a really rich kind of medium brown, so let's try that one. That's really nice too. Might be a little bit too dark. I'm kind of going for one of these, so let's just kind of see. Let's let people weigh in and tell us what they're thinking. And while you're doing that, I'm going to ink up my stamp, or at least get a block for it, and think about how we're going to do this. Okay, so Melissa likes the gray. We have a vote for gray. You know, that was my first inclination. And you know what? Truth be told, this gray was also sitting where these die cuts were. So I just happened to have that sitting around, and I think I'm going to go ahead and stick this down to my die cut. You see how that's just too much? Just woo! But as I was putting this together and looking at all this black, I think you could also, this would be a fun pouch to do for Halloween. So Simone, you like the crumb cake. So let's see if we have a tiebreaker here. We have one vote for the gray and one vote for the crumb cake. I think even with this black and white paper, I think you could make this as kind of a fun little Halloween gift, especially when you look at the intricacy of this black die cut. Let's pop this. Now the polka dots definitely bring it into, you know, more, it lightens everything. I think polka dots are a little bit playful. And these, what I like about these is these are hand done. So they're not like perfect. These are hand drawn polka dots, which is really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on with dimensionals, and that way it's gonna just be a little bit above all of this ribbon. And I think this is coming along really nicely. Having said this was, you know, like I said, I like to kind of, I'm a stream of consciousness girl. This was kind of like, okay, let's remake that pouch and let's do it with the celebration paper, and let's see what we come up with. So lots of votes for crumb cake. Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 votes for, 5 votes for crumb cake, and only a couple for the gray. So I think we're gonna go with the crumb cake. Definitely lighter. Now, before I stamp that and before I stick that down, let's just see if we want to add a little bit of gold to kind of bring it up a little bit. The blue is definitely not going to work. this is what I'm thinking is going to be the finishing touch here. I'm so glad y'all came out to stamp with me today, and I'm glad we persevered and that Facebook actually worked with us today, because I thought we were going to have to abort the whole mission. I could not get Facebook to come on for me. Well, it wouldn't let me go live, let me put it that way. Facebook was there, it just wouldn't let me go live. So let's just stamp that and see. Very nice. Okay, let's see if this is going to be the way I want it to be. Haha, it's a little bit crooked, so let's go this way. I am stamping upside down, but you know, no excuses. There we go. Oh, I am liking it. What do we think? What do we think, ladies? Okay, I think we are ready to put some little dimensionals down, and let's see. Let's start with dimensionals here, and then I think we're probably going to put some on the little tag as well. Okay, so Crumb Cake has won the vote for this time. You know, the great thing is you could make a set of these. I mean, this is just a single piece of black cardstock. That's all I used. And then the paper, this designer paper, is free. Now, I will say that die cut definitely definitely jazzed things up. Let me grab that so you'll see. If you don't have this set, this is called Ornate Frames. If you don't have this set of dies, I would highly recommend that you get it, because it does just elevate and add elegance to anything and everything. Ooh, that piece would be really pretty right down there. So if you wanted to add a little bit more to it, you know, this would also be done really pretty with the black glitter paper that's in the holiday book right now. Although, having said that, I've got, oh, there we go. Because I have this gold, you know, you can get a little bit, but I think that glitter paper might look really good. We might experiment with that. Okay, let's try here. Now, which one is straighter, that one or that one? Kind of a toss-up. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I think that one's a little bit straighter, so we'll use that one. You know, it's a hand-stamped card. What I actually should do, let's just hold steady there. Let's just do it the way it's intended to do it, and that is, let's just stamp it and then punch it out. Okay, there. Let's just go here and there. That is going to make me happier because it is definitely straighter. And then we're going to add some of those gold gems, and I think then we are done with our quick and easy. This is actually quick and easy. You know, you have several score lines. And, you know, anytime, I will say, for those of you who are a little challenged on 3D, I am too. You know, box making is not easy for me, so that's why I was so proud of this little pouch. 3D is not easy for me, but I think that my recommendation is if you're going to make a pouch like this, make 3 of them. And score them all at the same time, and then put them all, you know, to get all of your crease lines in, cut your little bits out, make them all at the same time, and then you're kind of in the flow, and you get to where you kind of perfect those skills. So, Susie, you just got here, and you thought you were putting dimensionals on top of the sentiment. Well, that's because neither side was great. I was a little crooked on both, so I decided to just close that one and start over. Okay, let's see about these Va Va Voom gold gems. Aren't they lovely? And I could put just one there, but you know, why not add a few more? And just bring these so that we have little bits of gold sprinkled all across the top of our, we have really glammed it up. So tell me what you think. Did I get too much gold, or is it just about right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Either has to be 5 or 7. Now I could bring a few more down here. Tell me what you think. This is our glamorous little gift pouch. And again, I could put a set of gloves in here. I could put a pair of mittens in here. I could put a little tray. Like this is one of those little jewelry trays. So this is what, I can put something like this in here. Look at that. It fits ever so nicely. And what's good is because you have these gusseted sides, you have room for expansion. And that is what you want. So that's why you want to tie this. If I needed it to expand a little bit more, then I could always just untie my ribbon and loosen it just a little bit more. So everybody's telling me that it is enough. So make one for each. You should make one for each. One for each of you watching today. I like that, Simone. So I hope you are inspired to, first of all, make a pretty little gift pouch for your gift giving. And why not, you know, I think sometimes when you're ordering things during Celebration, sometimes you're like, well, I've got everything from Celebration that I wanted. I would recommend you get more than one set of this black and white paper because it is something you can use year round. I mean, look, both sides of my pouch are lovely. This I could use year round. This also makes a really nice gift. So, you know, sometimes we recognize that we need to give handmade gifts as a gift, but you can also give handmade packaging. Now you could, and maybe, I don't know, we have Simple and Stepped Up on Thursday. Maybe we'll make a little matching card, little insert card to go inside our packaging. So we could do something like that. But to be able to give somebody, I mean, this is a sheet of cardstock. The paper's free. It just takes a few minutes and a simple design, and then you have some really nice packaging. Because isn't that something that we all need is packaging? You know, truth be told, you could even take, let me grab my white tissue paper. I could even put white tissue paper, or I could even put gold tissue paper in here. And I could do almost like a little scavenger hunt. And I could put down in here, I could put like a gift card down in here where you would open it up and do a gift card. You know, one of the things I dislike about gift cards is I like to open something. So to be able to pull something out here and find that gift card inside there, I think would be super fun. So Mary, I'm glad you think it's wonderful for any occasion. I think it is too. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I will get this ready for, what do you call it? I download this into YouTube. And sometimes I give you an inspiration sheet, and sometimes I don't, just kind of depends on time more than anything. But this does need that because you need to have the dimensions. So I will give you the dimensions on that and the things that I used. And like I said, I typically, when I'm doing things like this, I usually use the Simply Scored board, but I think that the your trimmer is really sufficient for this. You know, it's what I think it was like 4 or 5 scores on the long side and just 1 on the short side. That's it. And then you just need a good stapler. I will say that I tried this with, Stampin' Up! Used to carry a stapler a number of years ago, and I love that stapler. But it does have small staples. You need to have this is not a heavy duty stapler, it's just a regular office stapler, but you need to have a regular stapler. And the reason I like having the stapler on this is because it makes it super, super strong. This is like 4 layers of cardstock here. And so just doing that one simple staple there, it holds it really, really well. So, and I don't know, maybe just because, I was an office girl back in the day when we took shorthand and did typing with carbons. And so staplers were always, they were something in all offices, and I just love staplers. So I tend to like to staple my, my sheets together and things like that. So that is my quick and easy, elegant gift pouch made with free stamps and free designer series paper. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to share my video. It really helps me, and I will, when I upload this to YouTube, I will share with you an inspiration sheet, which will have the supplies and also all the dimensions. And then, you'll have the recording, and you can just go back and watch the steps, so that if you're new to box making or a little bit unsure of it, and like I said, it's not my strength at all. So that was why I was super, super pleased with this. If I can come up with something like this, and if I can make this successfully, you can too, because I'm a card maker, I'm a scrapbooker, boxes are not my strength at all. But this is an easy one. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for your patience with me at the beginning, because Facebook was not cooperating. And I will be here Thursday for simple and stepped up stamping. It's time for a cup of tea now. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care, and God bless.